Welcome back, everybody, to tonight's session of Kureon. I just wiped my DM screen with my pen. That threw me off there. Welcome back. One day we'll do an intro that actually goes well.
No, we won't.
I'll have some faith. Come on.
Don't put money on it.
And
Don't,
us?
don't gamble, kids. Gambling is dangerous. Please drink responsibly.
Unless you're gambling with your life, and then that's just a wacky thrill.
Jesus.
Just what I'm saying is that don't play Russian roulette with a semi-automatic pistol.
Maybe just don't play Russian roulette.
I mean, that sounds like there's a story behind this, Stuart.
Well, if you play Russian roulette with a semi-automatic pistol, the first person to click the trigger just dies.
Thanks for explaining the joke. That makes it so much better.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, this is the comedy police. I'm ending this bit. Can we get on with the intro?
Yes, we can. So, as I said, welcome back to Kureon. I am Stuart, your Dungeon Master. I'm joined, as usual, by my party. We've got Lydia, we've got Jamie, we've got Aaron, we've got Susie, and we've got Stevie.
A defeated sound in his voice.
I don't sound defeated.
Except for Stevie. He likes Stevie.
Yeah, just like these fuckers and Stevie.
That's Stevie.
That's Stevie. Stevie's the only one who would never betray me. The rest of you would put a dagger in my back while smiling.
That's not true.
Stevie would put a dagger in my front because he knows that's how true friends do it.
There's a weird energy today in the call.
This is going to be great.
Weirder or less weird than last week? That's the question. But before we get into what happened last week, we have a few announcements to make. And I think Susie is going to go first because she has some stuff to make that she didn't entirely tell me about. So
Yeah, so I am an analyst for RPG Spots now. So if you want to see your girl come and talk about numbers and what groups should have done and what groups shouldn't have done, which characters they should have picked, who they should have banned, who they should have picked, come join me on Saturday on RPG Spots TV, which is the Twitch channel, I think, where I'll be providing commentary and stuff on professional PvP D&D, which is a thing. So do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that,
every Thursday, I DM the video game on Encounter Roleplay called The Order, which unfortunately places have filled up now, so if you were waiting to apply, too slow. But you should come in and tune in. It's fun. That's 10 p.m. GMT till 1 a.m.
do you keep an eye on it, though? Because sometimes people do drop out.
Also that. Yep, I know on Fridays, I am on the Greyhawk channel with Uprising in the Parentlands, where I play Wizard. That's at 6 p.m. GMT till 9 p.m. GMT. And we have Bike Club on every other Wednesday. Yeah, just keep an eye on my Twitter. I'll post links to everything that I do, and also go watch the stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. And myself, I am on Wizards and Wardrobes on Scradicus' channel, same DM as Uprising in the Parentlands. However, I'm not there again this week, so go tune in to everybody else playing and not me. And that's at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And as well as that, I'm of course on Bike Club alongside Susie and Jamie and Lydia. Do we have a session this week? I don't think we do we?
My work is a bit fucky.
Yeah, unknown. Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay.
It will be very short notice if yes.
Outlook unclear. Please try again later. All right. As well as that, please do go buy A Hat in Time, complete with the new Seal the Deal DLC, available on all major consoles. And that's about it, really. Unless anyone else has anything to say? No? All right. Well, let's begin. Last we left our adventurers. They were on their way to Rivermeet Free, the free city which sat at the center of the Empire of Kaurim, the Kingdom of Kaurim. On the way there, they ran into some old faces. That being the Grandmaster Gilvarian's circus. And there they spoke with the troop master, who had no knowledge of them vanishing last time or the Hydra or anything like that. But just as they went to leave, they met with the same white masked man who had spoken to them previously. And after a rather hostile conversation, he did offer them draw from a new deck of cards and said that many things could happen. So, Gun and Ronan both took it upon themselves to draw a card. Gun drew the Vizier. And Ronan drew the Flames, and consequently you heard a very far off and very angry sounding roar. And has been having to make wisdom saving throws ever since. After that, they were left once again in darkness and decided to just carry on their way to Rivermeet. And after poking around the city for a while, speaking to people, including some undercover agents of the Bureau of the Wall, they found their way to Cutter's Sanctum, a tavern, an inn, within the bounds of the city itself, near the center. And there they met an interesting group of people. They met their old friends Alan and Gildebrand, who they had not seen since their encounter at Halfgate, where their adventure began. They met the paladin Minfrasetti, who was the barkeep there, as well as a group known as the Sunset Dawn, led by Atian Fotaken, who proposed to the party, after being introduced by Gildebrand, that they topple the government of Calrim. And after a very tense and heated conversation happened, Atienne did bid they spend the night thinking upon it and come speak to them tomorrow. And we ended the session last week, having you just come out of that conversation. And you find yourself now, once again, on the floor, the ground floor of God's Sanctum. Around you now, there is less patrons than when you came in here. The 7 armored individuals sat around the table. I sat with Alan right now, Gildebrand's wife, and they're currently having a conversation. But aside from them, there's no one else up here. Minfrasetti is still downstairs, and as are the rest of the Sunset Dawn, including Gildebrand. But you did rent rooms.
How many rooms do we have again?
2.
2.
You decided to splash out.
Sure, I had like a girl room and a boy room.
Very heteronormative.
I know.
How late was it when we came out of that meeting?
It's like early evening, but you have been up a day and a night.
Oh shit, yeah, we are exhausted.
Not mechanically, but physically.
Spiritually,
yeah. Wow.
On all levels except the mechanical, I'm exhausted.
Yes.
On a very millennial level.
Yes. Your mood is exhausted.
Yeah, it seems wise to go get some rest then.
I mean, should we talk about this first? That was a big proposition.
I mean, I'm sure we'll all be in a better state of mind after we sleep a bit.
I feel like Gunn would be like sat moodily with a pint.
Okay. You just go pull yourself a pint from behind the bar because the barkeep's not here. Yeah. It's like lock up at a pub. Yeah.
I'll found a new line of work then.
Nope. It's mine to drink, no one around.
You're not very happy with this idea?
I'm behind the idea. I just think that I don't have a lot of faith in the people that proposition does.
Oh, to be fair, we don't know them very well.
No. We don't.
I didn't know you very well. Or any of you guys.
I just worry that they've got their head in the clouds want to sit around, sing Kumbaya, hold each other's hands, and they'll just step aside and we can put in somebody new and it'll be fine.
I feel like that's pretty explicitly not what they were talking about doing, Gun.
When I mentioned the very, very real fact that once the Bureau finds this opposition, they will come down like a hammer. They will use everything they have, including force, to stop this from happening.
What do they have, Gun? What do you know about the Bureau?
Obviously, I don't have the full intel, Tilly, but you can see their influence across the land. I mean, they're hunting Namari right now for something.
I mean, I killed the guy.
If it wasn't for Tristan, they would have suppressed everything we did in Dalnell. And we opened there was a fucking portal in the middle of town, and they're acting like that didn't happen. If it wasn't for Tristan's huge fucking mouth, the townsfolk wouldn't know that happened either. They have power, they have influence, they have reach. They could kick somebody out of leadership and install their own person.
Tilly just kind of crosses her arms and says, like, well, they don't seem very powerful if someone can walk around and say something in a few bars. And just undermine them.
As long as it's drunks talking, it's not a danger to them, but there is the point that if we continue down this line, we will become a big danger to them. It's going to be inevitable.
Not just us, because I don't give a shit about us. We could march on a city tomorrow, or we could try and take on the whole Bureau ourselves, and I wouldn't give a fuck if we lived or died. That's our choice. But by doing this, we get everyone involved. By trying to take the Bureau out, every man, woman, child, every fucking animal in the land is involved in this. And the fact that they didn't or couldn't see that at some point the Bureau are gonna come down hard, and it won't be us that die. That is what pissed me off. And they can hope and pray and say, oh, we won't do it, we'll do it peacefully. It's not gonna happen that way.
And you saw what was happening in Dalnam. That's already happening. People are already pushing back.
They are. And they're gonna die, and I just need them to be aware of what's going to happen. And to be ready for it. I'm in. I will do this. I will see this to the end. But they need to be aware of the fact that this is real. This isn't some ideology. This isn't a playtime thinking exercise. And I'm not going to sit back and I'm not going to watch people get massacred again. And I just take a big drink. So yeah, I'm in.
Into what exactly? Because it sounds like you have a pretty different idea of what being in is.
For whatever it takes.
Bet a gun is poking hole through a plan, and we realize it won't work. And the Bureau poking hole through a plan and us in the process.
I mean, what plan? The plan is that we just keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, that's for us though, Tilly. The problem is when they move and they do things, if we keep doing stuff and the Bureau gets agitated, they already have Namari's name on a list, which means there's other people in different towns whose name are on a list, and the second that there's some sort of violence, the second that there's us trying to take out the heart of the problem, all of the limbs mobilize and all those people on those lists in all those towns, we could be in Halloran and there'll be people in Bangladesh getting punished for our attack because they are people of interest, and they may as well get rid of that immediately and try and stomp it out across the land in response to us.
I mean, he's
So-
talking about attacking anything. They said keep doing what you're doing. That's not what we've been doing. We've been helping people.
Do you know what happens when people get inspired by somebody? When ordinary folk see someone get up and fight, see someone doing heroic acts, they see that and think, shit, I could do that too. I could help. And then what we'll have is we'll continue doing our shit. We'll make big names for ourselves. We'll be a thorn in the Bureau's side. And then Joe down the street, John from the next village over will see this. And he will start talking, and they will start talking. And then next thing you know, they're fucking marching with their pitchforks. They're marching with their torches. And then they're easy targets for the Bureau. And the Bureau can turn to us and say, cut your shit out, or these people die.
So, wait, you want us to go around and tell every townsperson in Kureon that fighting might be dangerous? I think they know, Gun. Give
No,
them a bit of credit.
this is going to happen. If there's going to be a takeover of power, this will happen. I just want everybody to be aware of it. It's great to have ideals. It's great to have some sort of grand plan to change things.
As long as everyone knows what they get themselves into.
Exactly.
Well, that, and I think I understand one of the big hang-ups seems to be that the meeting we just had didn't inspire confidence, that they were aware that potential action has violent outcomes that they can't control. And if they're unaware of that, if they start something and don't like what's happening and don't have the gall to finish it, then that would be on us for not making them aware of, making it explicitly clear what will happen. So I think that's the main thing, is that they have an idea where they want to have as little damage done as possible across the land, as little fighting, as little violence, but they need to be aware that there probably will be, and they have to be ready to follow through if there is violence. And that's the problem, is that they don't seem to be aware. I think they have a bit of dissonance going on, where they know that what they're doing is going to be a fight, but the fighting will be local to them and not everyone else. I don't think they're I would say with Tilly, I don't think they're afraid of fighting, and I don't think they're worried or anything. I think they're ready to go too, but yeah, I think they just need to be made more aware of the wide-reaching implications of what they want to happen.
By the way, as we're doing this in the bar, I sort of start falling back into old patterns and hand everyone a drink. Water for Tilly, water for Ronan, wine for just to keep busy and put 2 gold on the.
And you see, as you're doing this, the 8 people sat at the table in the bar now have all stopped talking and are all sort of just watching you.
I thought this was closed by this point. Were we talking to a point where they could hear us?
Yes.
That's why they were. Okay, fair enough. I thought it was closed. I thought it was after hours when we walked.
No, there was still the it was Alan and the 7 people in armor, remember? Were sat around the table. And all just drinks in hand. Some of them have got like arms on the table, and they're all looking at you with this look on their faces which says, oh, "Go on, don't stop because of us."
Hey, would you take on the burrow then if someone just promised it that it would make things better?
You see the one of the larger ones there, and there's 7 of them here, and 5 of them are male, and one of them is 2 of them are female, and you see there's 2 very large bulky men there in comparison to the others. And one of them pipes up and goes, "It depends on what you want me to do with the situation."
Wait a moment.
That was an accent.
Always just out of nowhere these accents, and I'm like, I'm not prepared for that shit. Sorry, Stuart, it's fun, but just I wasn't prepared. Scene. Stand up to people more powerful than you.
Is that not what it means to be adventurer? To be hero?
I point at this guy, I'm like, see, listen to him.
Yes. Though you must understand, when Tiny Mouse tries to stand up to giants, the only thing they're going to get happen is stepped on. It is all about picking battles you can fight, winning the ones you can, losing the ones you can't, and not fighting the ones you know you lose. If you lose, you have to make sure you get good scar out of it.
I mean, come on, Gunn. He's got a point. Especially the scar bit.
As I said, that's something we take on. Something we go into.
Nobody's saying anything different.
You see one of the women speaks up now and goes, "Come, sit down with us. We know a bit about them. I'm sure we could enlighten you a little. And besides, I'm sure Alan here is very familiar with them." And Alan just sort of just looks into her drink like,
I bring over a tray of drinks and again pay for them just on the...
Yeah.
Tell me how much gold I should mark off for all of that.
Altogether, just like 4. So, and you see one of the figures with a flourish of their wrist, and a scattering of arcane symbols appearing in the air around their hand. 5 chairs construct themselves out of thin air and arrange themselves around the table. And he just sort of, like, very solemnly just puts a hand out.
Yeah, I'll go sit down.
I'll go.
And the woman continues on and goes, "A pleasure to meet you all, by the way. We are the last remaining of the Order of the Shattered Lance. We were once much larger, but things happen. Not even paladin orders can stand up to everything. My name is Feti Mivalen. These are my companions." And she points to this quite dour-looking individual, furrowed brow, very dark skin, with a tattoo that goes from the top of the forehead round that almost looks like dragon scales, and is bald on top. That's Varkum. And then the 2 larger ones that I'm sure you've heard are Hallahan and Torbitz. And then we have our court wizard here, Mimir, our cleric, Rotingal. As I said, I am Feti, and my friend here, this is Sile. And you see the young girl, maybe like 19, very slight of frame, is wearing like a black sleeveless robe over the top of her plate armor, just sort of nods.
Paladin, you say? Is that how you know? Is that how you know a tune?
No, we know them through Gildebrand, and we've travelled a bit, enough to know a bit about them. You're not wrong with the head in the clouds thing, but her heart is there. She just... what she needs is what you've given to her tonight. She needs someone to stand up to her. She sees a lot of people with very blue sky thinking. You know, I have to admire her. She was caught in a war a while ago now, and most people, from what she saw, would have would have shirked away and become very cynical. It's amazing that she still has this viewpoint, but she's better served as a diplomat than as a war leader. And Hells knows that what's coming here is a war, if people want it to come. She exaggerates a bit with how bad things are, but when you want things to change, it's what you do, right? It starts with a bit of exaggeration, and then as the machine gets going, it becomes propaganda. We've all seen it. We all know. You look at the kingdom, you look at your favorite local bar, and the propaganda against the other one in town, isn't there? Their drinks are better than the others, and their food's greater, and it's what we as people do. But I should say that what you've done tonight has knocked some sense into her, that's for sure. And I think if you go speak to her tomorrow, you might find somebody a little different. Whether or not you believe in her cause, that's not for me to decide. We're not from Kaurim, so it's not for us to make a decision on that.
We're not saying it's not a worthy cause, but having no semblance of an idea, of a plan, of an approach was a bit off-putting.
It is a dangerous thing.
It always gets ugly, that's the thing. And I'm not sure if she's prepared for that.
I can tell you that she's not. Alan knows as much, and she's been speaking to Gildebrand about it. And Alan just sort of nods. What she needs is time. She needs time after what's happened tonight to think, to really understand what it is she's asking, because she's, in case she hasn't realized it yet, she's asking for an awful lot.
Oh no, we know.
Of the people involved and what she wants to do, This is no slaying a dragon, that's easy. Because once you've slayed the dragon, it's over. The threat's done. You don't have to clean up. You don't have to make sure that new systems are in place. A monster is just that, a monster. But when people become monsters, they turn everything around them into a monster as well. It doesn't matter if you cut off the head of the serpent, if its body is built to work on it by itself. She'll come to learn that, I know. And I think you've got a fair way of showing her that. At this point, it's like that moment of awkward silence before the one that had yelled before, the one that had been pointed to as Torbritz. He stands up and goes, "But now is not time for seeing things are bad. Now is time for drinking and celebrating our last great quest."
What was your great quest then?
We escorted a fair maiden.
Right. Oh, you're done. Oh, I thought.
Into the distance. At which point, Fetty pipes up and goes, "We were responsible and have been for the past few months for bringing a consular from Issaros over here. We're from Issaros originally. For bringing a consular over here. Our garb is a little different to usual. We needed to not so much blend in, but not seem like we're not from here. Hence the lack of accents and such."
Shattered lance, what is that?
That is our order, or was our order. Originally founded by an ancient knight whose name is lost to time. It's said that they broke their lance taking down a demigod that had come to rule the lands that were once off the coast of Issaros. And in doing so, he won, but plunged the entire land into the sea. Such is the legend. But the spirit is there. At any cost, we face our foe. That's our creed. Recently, though, we're a bit smaller than we used to be, and jobs aren't as big as they once were. I doubt any of us could take on a demigod.
I mean, there's not many around here. You should be pleased to hear.
Hasn't been any for a long time. To my knowledge, at least. So, I'd imagine you're all very tired.
Yeah.
You looked tired when you came in this morning. I think it best that we call this conversation for the night. Perhaps tomorrow, when you have a little more vigor, we can speak of past deeds and future adventures, and perhaps the rest of my companions will actually say hello. You see a couple of them just sort of just shrink in a little. But it was lovely to meet you all. I'm sure in the morning we can actually learn your names.
So
She's off.
I nod, get up, and go off to the room.
Yeah, I guess I follow suit.
But not like in a pissy way. Not as mad as I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tristan quietly goes upstairs and settles in as well.
Okay. So just what you're all doing?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to have a look. I sit there in my bed, like sort of under the covers.
Okay.
Do I have a light spell? I see in darkness. No, I don't. Yes, I do. And want to just contemplate a little with the pressed leaf of Kureon.
Yep.
Just thinking.
All right. And just before you go to leave, Tristan, you see the one on the end, the one introduced as Sile, grabs your hand as you go to leave. And you see this very quiet voice. She goes, "Watch your friend. She's quiet on the outside right now, but a storm of anguish is in there. There's more to this than she's letting on. No one gets this incensed about something, about there being a problem."
And which friend do you mean?
The short one. Not the shortest one. The shorter one.
Small, medium, or large?
Medium.
Okay.
The one with the 50,000 axes?
The one
Quite
bedecked in
right.
blades. Yes.
The one that if you give them a hug, you'd like die a slow death just from the 1,000 cuts.
You're ruining my mystique.
I have a tendency to do just that.
I have guessed by now. Please,
My apologies.
be away.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
As she lets go of your hand, she just sort of lingers there for a moment, just glaring at you before sitting down. And so you all find yourselves to a night's rest, peaceful or otherwise in some people's, for some people. And as the morning comes, it is another bright morning. We're getting to late summer now here on Calrim. You're listening to 99.5, and it's a beautiful morning this morning. Now, the sun is in the sky as you awake. It's early in the morning, and that general sound of clamour that Rivermeet has had since you arrived is still continuing. It seems to be omnipresent, as if the city has no, has no day and night cycle. And in terms of the people, it's just a constant bustle. But you all awake in the morning, rested. You get your hit points back, though I don't believe anybody lost any. No, you're all at full tilt. You get all your spells back and everything. What would you like to do today?
Start with breakfast and work us way from there.
Yeah. Did we pass like a neighborhood message board or anything, or a notice board where we might get like an idea of shit that needs doing?
No, actually, no, you didn't.
No grand quests posted for us?
No grand quests, no. There's no exclamation mark floating over at the head of a random person nearby.
No witch and notice board we can just clear and then forget that we got in the journals.
No.
Well, for the next city then.
I've updated my journal.
I put the note in my file.
Alright, so did you make your way downstairs to get breakfast for yourselves. There we go, I missed out most of a sentence there. You see that this morning the Knights of the Shadowlands aren't there. But Minfra... Why did I name a character that's so hard for me to say their name? Minfrasetti.
Because it's what you do, Stuart.
Yeah, Minfrasetti is there at the bar, as she was last night. Yeah. She makes no note towards you as you come down or anything.
Yeah, I'll just order myself some breakfast and settle over in a corner.
Okay. As you order breakfast, it comes out almost instantly. It's brought out by someone you saw yesterday. The man with the playing card atop his staff brings it out to you, just puts it down in front of you, and leaves wordlessly.
Fair enough. Yeah, I just spent my time eating my breakfast and going over a small book that I have, which is in fact the one that I left as sort of like a will originally, just with all the little stories and things that were written in it before.
If the service is good, I'm fucking getting breakfast as well. Why not?
Yeah, I'll say quick service.
And it's near instantly. You place your order, Minfrasetti yells it into the kitchen, and it comes out.
And after breakfast, like noticeable or not, I think Tilly's gonna go look for like any rumors or anything, just kind of case the zone.
Okay. What sort of rumors are you looking for?
Like, stuff that would culvert us.
I mean, there's no shortage of stuff like that in Rivermeet.
Probably like the juiciest sounding things then.
What's gonna get us the most XP, Stuart?
That's not why I'm asking. Like the stuff that sounds the most heroic.
The problem with Rivermeet.
That's where I'm at right now.
The problem with Rivermeet is that there's so much. There's so much. Every roadside peddler has a story of a nearby quest that it's hard to discern exactly what is real and what isn't. In your rumoring, you're told of at least 11 different plots to summon a demon lord. One of them said the demon lord Bahamut, which was very weird to you.
Seems incorrect.
Yeah. You found at least 4 different groups of doomsayers saying the end is coming. One of them said via the use of cottage cheese. There are apparently over 100 different dragons in the area. Of various different colors, including purple and a dragon.
Let's kill Spyro.
And an oregano dragon.
What if I filtered by things that have a reward attached to them? That feels more believable.
0 results found, sorry.
Dang.
Yeah. And during your travels, you also hear of about a good dozen plots to bring down the government of Calrim.
I know some of those are legit.
Probably as well planned as ours.
Oh, maybe. I guess I come back a little defeated then.
It's just hard to tell, in just a general asking questions, because there's so much going on here. Rivermeet is the largest city on the continent at this point. And as the sorts of people it draws here, it draws your sort of people here. So,
as we're sitting around having his breakfast, I'm like poking at my porridge. Do we have anything we're supposed to do today? Anywhere we need to be?
Not that I know of. I mean, we tried to find someone, and they turned out to have, died already.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't think we had any specifics.
All right. I think I'm going to go to the arena today.
Okay.
See what that's about.
As in just to sort of check it out, or dive straight in?
Just a vague shrug.
Detailed answers, if ever there were some. Sounds like it could be a good day out, to be honest.
Tilly comes back with about 10 more pages torn out of Tristan's journals, filled with notes about random shit.
So long as the blank pages, it's fine.
They were.
Good.
She's taking them from the back.
Okay.
Tristan's notebook is very quickly becoming a notepad.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like, I've got enough to finish this chapter. Wait, what?
Yeah. It's like the back fifth of the binding is just empty.
Mm.
Yeah, they're just covered in notes about the stuff people have told me about.
There's a
I just
purple
kinda-
dragon?
Dump them on the table in front of everyone.
I didn't know there was a purple dragon.
I don't think there is. I think a lot of these might be nonsense.
Oh. That's
Purple
just
Dragon sounds pretty cool, though.
Let's not forget the oregano dragon.
I think if it's an oregano dragon.
They said oregano.
What is what? What is oregano?
Famous Kush dragon.
Is that a herb?
No.
Or in Italian food? I love.
No, Lydia knows that. That's
It's an herb.
I guess I just fan these pages out and start crossing out ones with obvious logical inconsistencies.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the bar from here?
Minfrasetti is here.
Because we don't know that much about the arena other than it's a fighty place, and that you can die.
That's all there is to know about most arenas.
Yeah, but are there rounds, or is it one round and you can go, or once you're in until you're unconscious? I would like to find out what the arena is like, because as happy as Gunn is to throw herself into sudden but inevitable betrayal, I'm not quite willing to have her shanked by a random gladiator.
Okay.
Is that a whiff of cowardice on the air?
You go and ask Minfrasetti about this, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And she goes, oh, yes, the arena. Well, the first thing is, you can't just go in there and fight. Not unless you want to go through weeks and months of doldrums of fighting wolves and, the odd goblin. To get to the real deal, you're going to need a sponsor.
A sponsor? How do you get a sponsor?
Well, you find one. You prove yourself to someone with some degree of fame in this city. Someone with influence, by which I mean money. You prove yourself to someone with money.
Same thing. And once you fight, is it one fight and then it's over, or are you bound to the arena?
It entirely depends. You're not bound to the arena, but the fights may be waves of rounds. It may be just something very large. It may be a tournament. It all depends on what your sponsor signs you up for. Because what they sign you up for depends how much you get paid at the end of it.
You get paid by whom? By your sponsor or by betting money?
Not so much betting money. You have to put down an amount, and the others, a fee to get your people there, and sort of as a wager. And even the monsters are sponsored in the higher echelons. So they'll go out and they'll find these monsters and they'll pay for the services of mercenaries to bring them back here. And then you fight in the arena, and to the winner go the spoils. In your instance, some of it will go to your sponsor.
And it's a longer thing. It's not one fight, and like because you
dependent.
say goblin and
I'm saying if you want to start from with no sponsor and work your way up.
At just about how much money do you need to be a sponsor, would you say? Hypothetically speaking.
I think probably at least 500,000 gold.
A little bit out of our budget.
who has that much money in this city?
A lot of people.
Gun, you still wanting to do this?
If we have nothing pressing, it's a good way to boost our fame. If that's still...
I hold a bunch of the papers up to Gun. Oh wait, it's the arena, or you help me figure this out.
Arena.
Look, until he's getting the red string out.
Pepe Sylvia.
These two groups were talking about the same dragon.
I want to believe.
So where would we start with catching the eye of sponsors?
Well, that entirely depends upon the sponsor.
It sounds like a lot of people here have already heard of us, so I guess that's a foot in the door.
It's all depending on who you want to be your sponsor. There's a lot of them out there.
We're brand new here. We know nobody. Point us in a direction.
All right. There are a few places. You could go see an old friend of mine. I think he might have the capital. And if you're wanting to purchase some magic items, I'm sure he could help you.
Oh boy.
Alright. Who's it?
His name is Gianni Belhanier. He owns a magic item shop in town called the Price of Glory. And he, being an enchanter in such a city as this, he's made quite a living for himself. He probably has just enough to sponsor you, and if you tell him that I sent you, he might be able to do it. Aside from that, you could go see Lettifier, Medusa, the head of the Hydra. She's always willing to take risks.
See your face, Susie.
Ronavin at the tip of the coin might take you in.
Okay.
I mean, a friend of a friend sounds like a good place to start.
Yeah,
Right.
but also like...
Well, tell him I sent you.
Susie's very disappointed we're not going for the Medusa, by the way.
It's for your own good.
It is! Thank you for saving me from myself.
I mean, Lydia is.
And Lydia. Saving us.
Yeah.
Let's go see this Gianni guy.
Alrighty. So you're just going to make your way straight there.
Before that, I'd like to go up to the bar and sort of hand over that little book that I was reading
Okay.
and just say, could you give this to Atian and just ask them from me? I want this back. But to have a look over this and tell me what they think it means. And I just hand over the book.
She takes and goes, all right. Atian said that she wished to speak to you later today.
I know.
So I'll give it to her. She didn't leave there all night, so I'll go see. All right. Good
Thank you.
luck. I'm sure I'll be hearing more stories about you in the future.
Stories are really all we've got at the end of the day. So yeah, you will.
All right. As you give it to her and you walk outside the tavern once again into the chaotic bustle of Rivermeet, you follow Minfasetti's directions, and eventually you come The price of glory. So you see, it's set into a terrace of wooden houses, but it's built out of brick. It almost looks like it's pushing the adjacent buildings to the sides as it sprawls out here. And it is brick. It is this grey stone brick, and you can see already the upstairs windows are covered in curtains of this lavish, very lurid pink fabric, and you can see pieces of gold hang down, gold thread hang down in the interior of the windows. There's window boxes outside with lavish flowers in them, with roses in unnatural colors of great lilies and even a few birds of paradise sitting there. Tap for any color of mana. And there is a big sign which is in magical writing that sits almost like a neon sign over here, which flickers in this pink light that says "The Price of Glory," and underneath it says Gianni Belhali Enterprise.
Just bracing myself for the
Funny
used
accent.
car salesman and the accent. Here we go. We're going in.
Slap gun in the face.
Brace for impact.
So as you make your way inside, you see here it is very, very well designed in here. Everything is beautiful, bespoke, wonderful antique looking furniture, like very nicely crafted in here. There's a long countertop which has a glass pane in the front, a very large glass pane. Behind it, you can still see a small section of like what look to be potions, each of them glowing in a strange color. You can see a jewelry tray filled with rings and amulets. Underneath on the bottom shelf, there is a long sword, and behind the counter, there's a few other pieces. There's a couple of small stands in here as well, like standing tables, and around them there are a couple of what look to be attendants dressed in these very proper-looking suits with cravats, with just the right amount of accessories, cufflinks and such. They all have very swept back hair and everything, and look very smart. And they're talking to potential customers now who look very gruff in comparison. And at the back, there is a doorway covered by a pink velvet curtain.
I imagine we're all just kind of looking at each other like... and just shove Tristan in front.
As you look around, you catch the smell, that very potpourri-esque smell that mixed with cologne, a very strong scent which wafts through the area here.
Well, fair enough. I sort of approach. Is there any way to gain someone's attention?
Everyone now is involved with other customers, but as you sort of stumble forward a bit after being pushed out, one of them goes, excuse me.
Hi, yes. Me and my friends, we were sent here to speak to Gianni.
Oh yes, he'll be right out with you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Not a problem. And you see, he turns back around, he dings a little bell on the counter, on the top of the little table. And a moment passes. And another moment. Just to the point very quickly where you're like, is anyone going to come? Before the velvet curtain flies open and you see stood there in a hot pink suit. They were not wearing a shirt underneath the suit jacket as it is pulled to the side and clasped. On one side it has the symbol of arcane magic. And on the other side is a chain clasp which leads to a half cloak which drapes down at the back but doesn't come around the side. They're wearing no sandals and bruises, no socks with bruises on, and their suit just doesn't touch their ankle. Their hair is It has a long fringe which is clipped back around the side with a brooch which in very large gold letters says magic down the side in individual letters. And they have very large wings and a twirling mustache which cuts up the size of their face into their sideburns. And as they come out, they smile with this immaculate white smile and these beautiful violet eyes as they go, "Oh, hello. Welcome to the Price of Glory. I'm Gianni. Someone said that you were expecting me?"
Yes, but no one can really expect the real first impression.
Why,
Kudos. Like it's a statement.
Only the highest of fashion in all the land for myself.
I can see that.
I would bid you welcome to my humble establishment. Pray tell, who sent you here today to see all of my fine glory?
I've forgotten the name, but Tristan wouldn't have. Is my excuse.
Flick,
it again?
flick. It is.
I assume the rest of us have just like immediately started window shopping.
I'm just watching this.
Okay, yeah, I'm just stood like someone watching a car crash.
Conjure up popcorn. Is that a spell?
Minfrasetti.
Right, that was it.
Yeah.
Minthrasetti sent us, actually.
And he goes, oh, my darling, how is she doing?
Very well, actually, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And you see poses.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
We're actually here to see if you would consider joining us on a sort of investment.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm well known for my business ventures here. I must say your band looks positively ravishing.
Thank you. Actually, it's less for me and more for that one over there specifically. We'll all join in, but it's mostly a passion project for this one.
Oh, passion. I must say that the finest people all are bursting with passion. It oozes out of their every pore. It consumes their being in a thin film of it all across themselves. And I must say your friend is positively sodden by passion, even just looking at her from here.
Well, I could only assume you could guess as to the passions, but I'll put you out your misery now. She's considering, well, we're kind of considering entering into the arena.
Oh, really? Fancy yourselves conquerors of the apex, do you? Oh, well, that is quite the endeavor you speak of, but I would speak to your entire party before I see that. Just look at them all there, cowering in the doorway. Come, bring them in. I wish to greet you all warmly and with my tact and praise that they are all deserving of.
That's a good point, actually, and I kind of turn around, stand next to him, and just like, well...
He's stood on the other side of the counter, but...
I kind of lean up against the counter and go, well...
Yeah, this is happening.
And it's your fault.
It is. No, actually, it's not. It's Aaron's fault, because they said we should do this one and not the hot Medusa lady.
Don't try
Hey, I don't know what y'all are panicking about. I've seen too many JoJo characters for this to do anything to me.
I'll walk up to the counter, trying to, do the flex my muscles a little bit so I look a bit more impressive.
Oh, hello there, good lady.
Morning.
It is a fine morning, is it not? All the more fine when you are glorious, like we are.
Yep, that's a word for it.
I was just speaking to your friend here about how he thought you were positively just absolutely drenched in passion.
Oh, were you talking about that, Tristan?
Yes,
Where are you?
Your friend was saying that you wish to enter the arena so that all may see your passion flowing out of you.
Yes.
That's a weird way to put it, Tristan.
It is correct.
So I heard you're the man with the cash.
I have a small amount of money. Yes, probably.
Probably.
Pales in comparison to the wondrous works of kings and lords, but I do what I can.
Hmm.
You see, he looks around and his eyes settle on Ronan. He's like, "And who are you, my good sir?"
Yeah, just walk up next to where Gun is, and Ronan had the whole day has sort of been lost in his own head a little bit. Like, not really talking, didn't really eat breakfast or anything. And he sort of maintains that and just gives a name. He just says, yeah, Ronan Bragfarn.
Ronan. I do say I do like a man who looks like they could survive a month in the wilderness with naught but a toothpick and a dream.
Yeah, I probably could.
Ah, that's wonderful to see. You can always tell there are people willing to go out of their way to live in the squalor and the muck of what came before, to keep the rest of us who live such high fashion lifestyles such as myself safe. I do applaud you for that. It takes a great thing to go out and do something such as that.
Well,
And that's really an essence of why I set this place up, to help people like that, like yourself, have the unique equipment they require in order to get, well, whatever they need, and maim and murder whoever they want.
well, yeah.
Assuming you don't maim and murder me, of course, but like anyone would want to murder such a glorious icon such as I.
Agreed, and I'm sure they would live to regret even thinking about it.
Oh, I'm glad you're on my side, because that's a wonderful sentiment, my friend. So, arena, you say?
Mm-hmm.
And what sort of thing were you wanting to achieve in this arena? Making some small cash is an easily attainable thing. But to make a name for yourself, to live in the glorious splendor of the most lime of lights, well, that takes a little bit more. It's rather more up my alley if you don't understand.
And that's actually why we were here and why we picked you out of all potential sponsors in this entire city. The reason we came to you.
Make a deception check.
Who else would know the price of glory?
Okay. 31. Sorry.
Every time.
It was an 18, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he goes, "Oh, well, you've certainly come to the right place. Although, my fortune may not be as large as I would want it to be. It's only been amassed as myself. I had no prior family, no hand-me-down inheritance or anything like that to get me started with, so I'm working with what I made. Which means that it would be quite the investiture for me to get you involved here. So, what can you do to prove yourselves to me that you would be worth it?" After all, I don't doubt your abilities, but I do need to make sure of them.
Well, that's not really on us. That's what would you like to see us do?
Well, I'm no adventurer myself, nor mercenary, ne'er-do-well, or bounty hunter. I don't know. What do you think is the greatest spectacle you could present to me? What, pray tell, could you lay upon my doorstep to show me how great you are?
I don't know. It's gonna have to top, going through several different elemental planes, liberating a town. Ooh, the ghost town with the angel guy. That was a thing too we did. So what we got? What could we do that will top all of that?
Do we have anything in the back, Tristan? Anything impressive looking?
Impressive, yes, impressive looking. Beyond wealth.
Too bad we don't have our heirlooms anymore.
Yep. I'm still sorry about that, by the way. I'm just saying.
How about we have a start with a little business venture, why don't we? See how deep your pockets are. Generally, with an adventurer, the deeper the pockets, the more successful they are. So tell me, to browse my wares, is there anything you would like? Any questions you would like to ask?
Well, if you're testing us on our ability to earn, do you accept trade, not just coin? Because a lot of our wealth is tied up in gems.
Wealth is not simply the sparkle of gold, my friend.
I know.
I will take whatever you can give. I have quite the eye for appraisal of both object and person. And he winks.
Tilly waves to get his attention over the counter. I was like, "Do you have any really good daggers or anything?
Daggers?
Or anything small that I could punch people with?"
I'm afraid we don't have any daggers in right now. But we do have a short sword.
I could work with that.
And he takes out the sword that's at the bottom of the display here and places it upon the counter. And it's on like a fuchsia velvet cushion. And he goes, "Well, this is a short sword of wounding, they call it. Any wounds caused by this will certainly take their time in healing up. Nothing says, 'I've got you now,' like a spurt of crimson every second.
We usually don't let things get away to heal.
For reference, it's a short sword of wounding, which is in here. It is. Is it under weapon of wounding or is it under sword of wounding?
It's sword.
It's sword of wounding.
Yeah, I have it open if you want.
When you hit a creature, you can magically wound it. It takes 1d4 necrotic damage for each time you've wounded it. And then it can make a DC 15 con saving throw, and it ends all the wounds if it saves.
So that's basically kind of like a stacking D4.
Yeah. So you can only do it once per turn, but you can keep doing it.
But as soon as they make that Constitution save, it kind of wipes everything.
Yeah, and you have to start again.
I think I like the scimitar better still.
And the D4 is start of its turn. It takes the D4s.
Anyone else after anything?
Well, I don't suppose you've got any interesting instruments that aren't made out of spiderweb.
I do have one, though it might not be the sort of instrument you're looking for. Rather, your bristling friend here might be more interested in it. And he sort of makes a motion over Gun's many weapons as he does that.
Okay.
He goes behind him and he takes a horn, like a horn that you blow off the side. And it's made out of brass, and you see upon the side of it there are scenes of battle molded into this horn. You see a great figure on horseback holding up a spear above his head, which crackles with lightning as he charges towards this horde of amorphous, evil-esque figures with an army surrounding him. Yeah. Have you heard of Valhalla before?
Have I heard?
Have we heard?
I mean, make a religion check.
Ooh, hang on.
Natural 20.
16.
You have heard the whole of Valhalla upon Isgard, where the mighty heroes of old do drink and do battle for eternity in the fields of war.
So what does the horn do?
Well, once a week, you can blow upon this horn with all of your mighty breath, and expunged from the end of it, rather than spittle and wind, are warriors of legend that will fight by your side. This particular variety is a brass one. It is said to come in other metals and be stronger than the last.
Seems like it'd be in good company. Anything to change your... Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure if you want to...
I'll think about it.
We're just going through it. Anything you might have that would change one's appearance? I'm getting a bit tired of...
Why would you want to change your appearance, darling? You look positively eccentric.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Out there, it's... so nouveau.
Well, someone like you
So
will
far
understand.
ahead of the fashion curve that you can't even see it anymore behind you.
Oh,
Lost in the mists of antiquity.
the problem with the fashion curve is that sometimes it feels like a circle, and I don't want to change everything about my style just to fit in or to stand out to then 1 week later get tired of it.
Oh, well,
Is there anything that changes my appearance magically so I can...
understand exactly what you mean there.
thought
It's
you would.
such a hard thing to keep up with the wondrous realm of fashion like I do. Not everyone can manage it.
Yeah,
But-
who has the time?
Alas, well, I have the time.
No, I don't.
A shame. Should work on reorganizing your priorities. For looking good is the prerequisite to doing good. That's what I always say. But I'm afraid I don't have anything like that in stock right now. There is a certain brand of person which is very fond of that. And so they always get bought up rather quickly.
Thanks for your help, though.
It's all right. A pleasure.
I put the ring of the shield master on the counter and say, what about rings? I've been using this one for a while, but I don't really get a lot of use out of it.
Oh, we do have some rings in stock. Yes. And he takes out the little jewelry tray and says, we have a ring of swimming. It does as you'd expect. We have a ring of protection. Makes you a little harder to hit, a little harder to fell. And we have, this one. I do like this one. He points to the third one, which is this band of gemstone. It's entirely made out of gemstone, and you see every now and again, almost like a little Tesla coil loop. In the inside of it, you see a zip of electricity. This is a ring of thunderous anathema. It's one of my own creations. You can sort of splay your hands out, and everyone around you is going to get clapped by the gods themselves.
Pretty cool.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Well, it's good for getting yourself out of a pinch when you're surrounded. And good for making an entrance as well, though don't do it with a wooden floor.
And how much does something like that run us?
Well, the Ring of Thunderous Anathema will run you 1,000 gold in total. The brass horn that I see you're still oodling there, my good friend, would be 2,000 gold. I would polish it up right away for you, though, if you were to buy it. Make sure it's in prime condition.
And how much would we get if we traded in that Ring of the Shield Master towards the other?
Oh, well, the Ring of the Shield Master. It's a good design. Well used, well liked by many. I'd probably give you 150 gold for it.
Thoughts, people? I like the sound of a ring that fucks people up with lightning.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. And you tend to get yourself in some sticky situations, Tilly. So that would be
Oh, no,
good.
it's not lightning, it's thunder. Crash of sound rather than crash of Zip, zap.
Is that the magical word for it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm for you getting that, Tilly. I have this spear that I'm probably not going to use.
Oh, that is quite the artifact. Well, not an artifact, but you know what I mean.
My
Where did
armory is getting a bit.
Wherever did you get this from? It's fashioned of ironwood. The spear is pure sapphire, purest sapphire I've ever seen. You wouldn't happen to have anything more of this, it'd be worth quite a lot of money.
Sapphire? We got sapphire?
I believe we sold it, didn't we?
Oh, we sold it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We got
never
rid of the
mind then.
sapphire, unfortunately. All the gems that we've got were from the meal that we
Oh.
interrupted.
Oh, it's a shame. I would say that even a fist-sized amount of this sapphire would get you many thousands of gold.
We sold it in the wrong place.
Ah, a shame. I would give you, let's say, 1,750 for this.
All right. Okay. We got enough in the pythons to make up the rest?
What is it you're going for? Because in terms of coin, we have 1,958. So
Mm.
I thought we had a lot more than that.
we've got like 5 grand in gems.
Ah, okay.
That's the issue.
Plus, we'd never got back our investment in the clothes either, which was a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm.
He said he'd take the gems, so.
Could I interest you in our exclusive deluxe item that we have in stock right now?
Oh
And
boy.
He puts his hand over to, there is a glass cabinet at the side of the shop here, and inside it you see pointed bristles at the bottom, a long wooden shaft of a broom.
You're either being funny or that's enchanted somehow.
Both.
Okay.
And there is a broom of flying. Pack your keister on that, and you'll be zipping around the skies like a veritable comet in no time. Chafing does apply, of course, so you may want to buy some of my Gianni's famous skin balm, guaranteed to make you as beautiful as the day you were born.
And how much do you want for that?
For the skin balm, 50 gold.
The broom?
For the broom, that would be 4,000 gold.
I don't think we need a broom that badly.
I think maybe that will be a dream for when, you know.
Maybe
further
after
down the
we win in the arena, you know?
Oh, I suppose I could help you with that. Depends on how much money you win me.
Well, see, here's the thing. The amount we can win is dependent on our equipment.
Oh, I'm aware. But I'm not sure if they'd allow a broom in the arena.
No, maybe not.
Well, the broom itself is not a problem, and I cast Fly on both Gun and Tilly.
Oh, fuck. Every time.
Lightly float off the ground.
Tilly's just like, ooh.
I'm just picturing like browsing at a shelf and just all of a sudden very slowly.
And Tristan's there just looking at the broom like, yeah, and Tilly just floats past.
Space!
How about we exchange what we have. We take the items and you sponsor us. We bring you back 6 times as much from the arena.
How much would you be wanting in percentage of the arena takings?
Just confer with my associates. Float on over.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
How much were we fucking taking from the audience?
I mean, I don't know how much we'd make in there.
I mean, I feel like we're working on a percentage either way, but
Uh-huh.
I don't really know what's what. And like, how many of us are allowed to enter? We don't know what kinds of events we'll be entering.
Can I roll a bloody intelligence check to see what would be normal in this situation? Lydia knows shit about that.
Yeah, no, we know fuck all about
Mari
any of
might,
this.
due to the betting in a pub or something. I don't know, but is there a roll I can make? Yes or no?
Sure. It's going to be tricky, but sure. Make an intelligence roll.
Nice. 17 plus 6, 23.
Wait, plus 6?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that was a save. You're right. No, 0 in intelligence. Just 17. I've looked at the saves.
Wait. How do you get plus 6 from your saves, though?
Because I'm using the wrong character sheet. Hi, I'm a professional. That's Tiki. Sorry.
You've been paid to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad I didn't fight because Elsa would rage, and as Namari, that would be very unusual.
I'd be like, wait, what?
I'm also pretty sure Tiki has a lot of items that make her hit a lot harder.
Yeah. But I believe for Namari, she also doesn't really have any extra intelligence on it. Ah, there it is. $17 still.
I mean, you maybe saw like a dog fight once, but generally the dogs don't take a cut.
Can I make a history maybe then? Having been in the city before, maybe I've heard like a famous band of arena fighters took X% or something.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Ooh. That is a 16 plus my history, which is -1, so 15.
So it's sort of like it's like salaries. It's weirdly taboo to talk about it, but collectively, you'd each individually know enough to know that in this instance, you're on the lower end of it, and the sponsor is on the higher end of it.
Okay, well, I will say as much, especially with us being kind of new to this. I don't think we should push for a lot.
More like 30, 35, 40, and he can hassle us down a bit. Haggle is what I meant to say, not hassle.
I don't know anything about this, but just don't undervalue yourself.
I feel like we should probably send the really persuasive guy in to do that.
I'm just trying to have a think, because if we're splitting it 6 ways, then even 20% of the profit would be more than what the rest of us would get. But I'm just trying to figure out how much play we've got on this. Not that I bet on things regularly.
I mean, we're mostly just here because the gun wants to fight, right?
Well,
But are we
I'm
also
gonna
fighting
bet
as a group?
not.
Or
Yeah,
Well-
that would be something to find out.
Didn't Atian say that we should boost our profile?
yeah, and I feel like that's what we're doing. We just don't want to insult the guy who can pay us in with
As you look back now,
underselling.
he's filing his nails.
Nice.
Look, every person should have a good nail care routine. I don't.
I'm not a good person.
So if it looks like, Tristan is like figuring this out and they've got it, I'm just gonna go like look around the shop a little more.
Yeah.
Just wander away. This is like not my thing.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or are you?
I like to shoot things, stuff to shoot things. Make me do some shooting better. But not particularly, like, I don't think Ronan's looking for, like, anything to purchase, just wants to see what there is.
Yeah. Well, there's some rings, there's a couple of amulets, there's a glass ball, there's a wand, there's some cloaks, and a bevy of potions of all different colors.
Yeah, just as they're talking, I just want to like engage in like sort of small talk with the owner and just like have them tell me about a ring or tell me about an amulet or what does this cloak do,
Well, it's like, oh, well, this is a cloak of protection, much like its smaller cousin, the ring of protection. It will protect you from attacks and other such things. If you're finding yourself lacking in being able to resist mental effects, this will help. Physical effects, this will also help. Just gives you a general all-over boost to not getting killed, really.
Yeah, so it's just, this sort of conversation I'm pushing is just like, we must get a lot of adventurers coming in looking for things like that. That has to be something that gets sold a lot.
We always keep at least one in, yes. We try to at least, yeah. Do many adventurers come through? Is there any, Quite a few, yes. Adventurers, arena fighters, bounty hunters, mercenaries.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
It's what I set my store up for, after all, to help out adventurers like yourselves. I find your pockets are always quite flush.
Yeah, well, that does make sense. Yeah, I appreciate that at least. And then, just sort of keep them busy so that it's not like rude that they're talking and he's standing alone.
Yeah.
Just small talk.
I think we could go for like 35%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to figure out what's amicable, and the 35 to 65 cut was the most reasonable thing I can come up with.
Start with 20.
It's much harder to haggle down than it is to haggle up.
Mm-hmm.
Start with 10, fuck it.
Maybe not insult the guy.
No, that's Lydia speaking because Namari wouldn't know anything.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so if we say 25, hoping to push it to further. Wait.
No, if we are going to haggle
and then bring it down. Yeah, that was the other one that we just
20 and don't go further than 35.
Mhm.
Hopefully settling on 30.
Mm-hmm.
You so are you starting at like 35, or are you?
No, like he gets 20%.
What? No, that's not going to fucking
No,
work.
No,
that's not
our
right.
cut.
Yeah, we're starting from us getting 35, trying to have, and then
What?
he's gonna go down to 30.
That is entirely not enough. Like,
No, I was
how
saying
are
that
we
is the
doing
thing.
all of the
35.
work essentially, and we're only getting 20%.
And he's
What?
putting in almost 1 million gold, from what we know.
Is it actually how much you put in
I mean, that's how much we are told that you need to do this.
to be a sponsor? Like,
Yes.
fuck it. I don't know. I don't care. Do it.
So yeah, we're
So
starting at 35.
There's like no shame in starting at 50 and haggling down. So.
I'm just.
I mean,
Jamie, you could like charm the fucking leaves off the trees. I meant Tristan, not Jamie.
I'll take what I can get.
See, Gianni is sort of breaks himself away from the conversation he's having with Ronan. Are you ready to talk? I'm ready to do business.
Well, We might as well get the ball rolling at the very least.
We
All
maybe
right,
start at like 40, so it's still a big chunk, but it's still he still has a majority.
Well, tell me.
How does a 40-60 split
How
sound?
about 5%?
I mean, if that's all you want to take, then fine. I'm okay with that.
Oh no, you take 5%.
I was in the ballpark for something a bit more than that. There are more of us, you see, and we'll be the ones risking our lives. I know you're the one risking the collateral, but we'll be hopefully making you more.
5% is my current offer. What's your counter offer? I know it's there. I can see it twinkling behind your eyes, that scent of gold.
I'm still standing by 30.
Really now? All right then.
6%, and that includes renting our weapons.
6% and you wish to rent weapons.
No, that we're bringing our weapons.
That's a bit of a drop from what we were asking for just now.
I mean, it's up from 5, Tristan.
Yeah,
know
but
how
I was
haggling
saying
works.
30. Hi, sorry.
It's all right.
We all have our talents. So yeah, back to the matter at hand. How does the 30-70 sound?
Unamicable to me. I do like that word, unamicable.
I prefer amicable, personally.
Well, I'm sure we can reach an amicable number right now. 30 is too much.
Okay, then.
I might be risking house and home for this.
That's so how much is... No, that's a rude question.
How much is the normal? What's the average salary around here?
Well, in fact, how's about a little bit more information on the arena itself?
Well, there are all sorts of different fights you could get involved in. I'm assuming you want to be doing the team events, as I...
Well,
Seems
I mean,
not
we did say we wanted to get the name.
close with each other.
We did say we want to get the name out there, so yes.
All mixed up in each other. That's your royal in the juices of passion that echo out from each of you. Just to get it all mixed up. Yes?
Maybe.
Well, in that, it depends what you want to fight. I might be able to give you a higher percentage if you're wanting to fight something which is a little less dangerous.
So we get a higher percentage for less risk, is what you're saying?
Yes. But the reward is far greater for the higher risk.
Even with a lower percentage?
Yes. Well, you could go up against a troll. You could get yourself a couple of 1,000 gold and split that with you. Or maybe... and then you would get to it like 30%. What's that? Less than 1,000 gold. Or you could fight yourself, maybe, or I don't know. You could fight yourself a golem. Or one of those Bahirs. Maybe earn yourself, after the cut, several thousand gold. One team once fought a dragon.
And what cut did they get?
Well,
Assuming they won.
I have no idea. I wasn't in the city at the time. Let's just say they didn't have to share out the cut between that many people afterwards.
Fair enough. Any idea as to what the title card fight would be?
Oh, well, that would be what our opponent decides.
Okay.
For you see, I would be facing off against somebody else. And they would decide what you fight based upon the wager we put in.
So basically the politics of the actual arena are less to do with those actually in the pit. It's between the sponsors.
That's right. And if you do the sponsor dirty, as they say, then you might end up with the other sponsor trying to engage with you in some fisticuffs outside of the pit. And that's the last thing we want.
Have you ever sponsored someone in the arena before?
I have not, no. You would be my first foray. Tell you what. 15.
20.
17.
18.
17 and a half.
God, just gonna make the massive
17 and a half, and you let us use the horn.
17 and a half, and you buy the horn.
Go on then.
All right.
Out of character 17 and a half, and I don't report this guy for probably being a sexual offender. All this talk of fluids, Stuart, it's not right.
So how are you enjoying your fighting gun?
This is a lot more politics and not a lot of axing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't worry, the axing comes next. All right, now the question is, now that we've decided, how much are we putting in? Also, that'd be 2,000 gold for your horn.
And I want the ring.
Oh, and you want the ring as well, all right. 3,000 gold altogether.
Okay. Are you
trading the staff? Yeah, we make a decent bit back. We take a chunk off that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 3,000 minus 1,750 is 1,250.
And the ring of the shield master.
And the rings, that's 1,100 then.
Yep, and I'll slide that over.
All right. So tell me, what exactly is your purpose of fighting in the arena? And I can get going with exactly what's going on. And once I have some more information about our opposition, I will let you know. The fight is until the end of the week, so you have some time to prepare.
We're here to make a big noise.
A big noise. All right, then. I know exactly the people to have a little bit of an altercation with to get them involved. Wonderful. All right.
Any information on these particular characters? Or are you waiting for a big reveal?
They are a local band of interesting fellows.
You're not narrowing it down that much, are you?
No. They have a multi-city-wide and an intercity presence.
What do you mean by altercation? In the
What?
arena or before that?
Oh no, I'm going to go up to them and be like, I challenge you to a fight in the arena. Ha ha, I spit on you, sort of thing.
Right.
Ooh, maybe bring a glove.
Oh, I had intended to. I have one. It's wonderful. It's got Diamante on the knuckles.
Nice.
Let's focus. Focus.
Sorry, just it works.
Who?
I don't think it matters who they are so much as they have the money to do this.
Intercity organization. Who?
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh.
well, they're called the Labyrinth.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fine. Good.
You may know them as the preeminent Thieves Guild that are currently taking the fight to the Grin. Think of them as their main rivals.
Someone is fighting the Grin now. Would I know that someone's fighting the Grin, or are those new fuckers?
That's news to you.
Someone's fighting the Grin now.
Ever have them.
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
When I say a fight, it's more like political slinging in the underworld, as you know what that entails. A little bit of assassination here, some backstabbing there, and before you know it, got a new dog on top. What? What?
Nothing, keep going.
No, I'd finished. You're right there, lady. Was it something I said?
No, never. You only say the nicest thing. That could never be interpreted in many, many ways.
All right. So, match end of the week.
Yes.
Anything we have to do beforehand? Go sign up somewhere, or
No, I'll handle that as your new promoter.
Oh,
I'll be responsible for drumming up all of the noise around you.
oh wait.
Which
No.
does beg the question. What's your name?
Fuck.
Ah, fuck!
What do you want to be called by? Echoed throughout the halls of this place.
I don't have one.
I don't care. Call us a purple nurple for all I care. I don't know.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Veto.
Don't do that.
Veto.
Veto.
So it's not the purple no.
No.
I'm helping.
Called
What?
Passione.
I will cut you.
We only have so many group vetoes, okay?
To be fair, I've been abusing that and using mines over and over.
You
But
have, yeah.
It's been fair every time though.
It's a multi-veto, man.
Let's do it.
Veto.
Oh,
And we're going to go to a break.
we will be back. Maybe.
Can we have a poll in chat?
We'll be back soon. See you soon.
Give us. This is how you can be interactive with this stream. You can
Yeah,
give us a
help
group,
us
Yeah,
name
help.
ourselves.
please.
We'll be right back.
No, don't make it the purple nurple. I'm Help.
Welcome back, everyone. Everyone's been discussing names over the break.
Nope, got it. Speedwagon Foundation.
We will be sued by the
You
Speed
go
Wagon
stand
Family.
in a corner. And
Stand in the corner.
I retract my previous.
Yes.
No.
Sono chido sedame.
We can't keep doing this.
Yes, we can.
Get me out of here, please. I'm surrounded by weeds.
What are you talking about?
Look, you can see nothing weeby in my background.
No, but we know you.
Yeah.
Don't look at the Gundam.
You open your mouth occasionally.
Gentlemanly to swear. So I'm not...
You don't. I mean,
Anyway,
Anyway,
Let's get back to it, shall we?
yes.
What?
Let's not insult the GM any longer.
I am not that kind of DM, and you know that.
Are you though?
Thanks.
Depends on how far we push our
it
luck.
just got added in chat. Oh, can we have a moment of silence, please?
For Stuart's dignity.
Oof.
oh yeah, it's a damn rude. Is that an anime thing?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Thanks.
Group name, DM's Dignity.
404 not found.
So, getting back to it. Gianni has just asked you what you're called.
Billy.
Why are you asking me?
Because he came up with it.
What, in the fake pretend time we just had?
Mhm.
Yes. I'm giving you a moment. Take it or leave it.
We're called the Curse Breakers.
The Curse Breakers. Oh, wonderful. You know, I was cursed once.
I'm sure you were.
Cursed with these dashing good looks.
Hey.
When you said once, it means that it makes it sound like you no longer are.
Is he gonna leave me with a high five? Is he gonna leave me hanging? Yeah.
So,
probably.
Got you. I
Curse
got you.
Break.
Now we got boomed.
Okay. So, Curse Breakers. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, then. Well, we're all in order here. You've given me your gold for your transaction. Here's your horn. Blow it wisely.
Mhm.
Here's your ring. And here's my gold. And my spear.
Mhm.
And my ring. And my undying gratitude for the journey we're about to embark upon together. I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful time.
I'm sure we will.
All right. Well, I suggest you go start getting prepared. I feel a training montage is in order.
Gonna be a montage.
Push it to the limit. All right. And with that, Gianni, with a flourish and a pose, struts back behind his velvet curtain and pulls it tight, whoosh, like a dressing room door.
Yeah, I guess he has a thieves guild to go antagonize.
Yeah. Oh,
What
this will be
was-
fun.
What was a Thieves Guild called again, Stuart?
The labyrinth.
The labyrinth, yes.
Is there a David Bowie at the end, please? Exactly.
I'm just glad as part of this sponsorship we don't have to dress like him.
I can imagine. Jojo Gun, make it happen. Make it happen.
Oh.
Make it happen, chat.
Once I've drawn everybody, I'll draw Jojo everybody.
All right.
And just add a stand behind what you've done.
So in like 3 years?
Ooh!
Oh! Oh!
Oh, death saving throw.
I was gonna say damage, but straight to death.
Crit fucking fail! Oh!
Oh, wow.
Don't worry.
The
Don't
goats,
worry.
Susie. When do I get my goats?
You'll get
have-
your goats.
Not the Overwatch thing. Never mind.
You'll have plenty of extra reference by the time you go to draw the JoJo stuff, because Part 8 will be an anime by then.
Wow.
Yikes.
Wow.
I mean, piggybacking, but still good.
I didn't come here for this.
Nothing says a knife in the back like a second one.
Crit confirmed.
Coup d'etat.
He is probably right though. If we are going to go like fuck around in a giant arena, we should probably be at our best for that.
Yeah. Cue up the cassette player. Burning Heart. Let's go.
All right. So you have, with the current day, I have a calendar here. You have 5 days.
We have a meeting tonight. If
We do,
want to
yeah,
talk.
before we time skip.
Okay.
We start a montage then. But wait, no. Things to do.
It's like the first line starts playing and you're like, wait, man, we got a meeting to go to. Oh, bummer. Like an 80s. Like,
Everyone's like freeze framed in the air, but like still moving around. Like, wasn't there some? Oh yeah.
Are we supposed to be somewhere?
Is there anything else you'd like to do before your meeting tonight?
Does Jenny have any sort of affordable spell scrolls that I could transcribe into my tome?
Gianni is unfortunately just an enchanter. They have no like actual magical ability beyond the ability to
Oh, okay. I don't
enchant
know what
item. That's the
Oh, right.
Sorry, my brain shut down for a moment.
Would love to attune to that ring and know what it does.
You can find out when I put the card on.
On the next episode of.
Yeah, on the next
What
episode.
was the ring called as well, by the way?
The Ring of Thunderous Anathema. However you pronounce that.
I think it's
And-
anathema.
Anathema? Is it anathema?
I think so.
We'll find out for next time.
Yeah.
Well, it's written phonetically.
Phonetically.
It doesn't really help if we don't know how to say it, but fuck it.
Yeah. It's like anathema, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know.
And a
figure
femur,
it out.
maybe.
Athema. All right.
So what were we doing?
I have no idea.
Going to a meeting,
We're
I
gonna
think.
go for that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So, as you head back, sorry, my brain's just going blank. This is what happens. Minfasetti. There we go. I keep wanting to say Maleficent, which is definitely not her name. Minfasetti is there again as you come back and is like, "Oh, are you here to see Atienne?"
I suppose if they're in, yeah.
All right. Yeah. He's down below.
Okay.
All right.
Shall we?
Yep.
Cool.
And as you go down, you see that the candle is almost completely burnt away and has been replaced. And the remnants of the wax have dripped out over the sides. No one else is in here apart from Atienne. And he stood at the other side of the table from you. It's not sat down. It's stood behind a chair as you come in.
Hey.
Are you?
It's good to see you all again. And I just wanted to say some stuff first, before we got along. When Gildebrand introduced us yesterday, when he spoke to us and petitioned us to speak to you, he described you in a manner that I had seldom thought possible. I did not believe it. It's part of the reason why I
asked you down here and then laid bare. But I saw it. I did. Gildebrand thinks a lot of you. He said to me that they're brash. They may seem outwardly malcontent at times. But in their eyes, he said, there burns the strongest hope he's ever seen. That behind their demeanor lie people who truly want to help. He told me of the tale of how you had arrived in Halfgate purely on a whim of a noble, to help out with an errand of theirs, and spent the time there to save the entire town, and perhaps more beyond. He spoke of the fervor he saw of you in battle, and even as some of you went down, you all fought with each other to get them back on their feet and defeat your foes. I didn't understand what he really meant until you came in. And I could see the way you stand, the purpose in your stance. You might not know it even yourselves, but you gave me a reckoning last night. I, as you had said to me, Gun, had my head in the clouds. I was thinking so much about my goal, about what I wanted to achieve. I'd lost sight of not just how, but why. You cannot do something for the people if the people don't even know or want it. You're just doing it for yourself. So I thank you for what you did last night. It was harsh, yes, but sometimes that's what's needed. And that's what you gave me. So I would ask of you, pray forget of what happened last night. I am going to focus my efforts on gaining knowledge, of keeping people safe, of making sure the situation in Downell does not erupt into a war. Because, as you said, all that would happen there was the government would use it as a situation to stamp their boot down further. I will spend some time, a long time, finding out exactly what it is that I want to do, so that I can come to you, and this conversation will be but held at the time, and we can forge a path together with my knowledge and your strength. As that is what I should give to you if you are willing to give something to me when the time comes. I hope that perhaps this time will never come and my efforts will make a brighter future just as yours have. For now, I think it best that you continue your journey, and I will continue mine, in the knowledge that I have a lot to learn, a lot to find, not just physical, but in wisdom. And I will keep your spirit alive in me for now. And I know whatever it is that stops you from believing in yourselves and standing tall in your hearts as opposed to just in your forms, we'll beat those demons. Be they ghosts of the past or fear for the future. After witnessing you just standing in a room passionately talking, I seldom think even a god could stand in your way by the end. Thank you for your time. And thank you for everything that you did, though you might not realize you did it.
I'll step forward and I offer my hand.
Latian takes it.
Till next time. And I give it like a good strong shake.
Till next time.
I go over, hold my hand out, but before he tries to take it, I say, book, please.
He gives you the book back.
Did you manage to look over it?
I did.
Do you understand why I wanted you to look at it?
I think I do.
Good. These got me through the darkest times in my life.
And
There's
so
lessons on each page. I'm happy to know that you're wanting to chase knowledge, instead of everything you were kind of spouting about last night, which was fair enough. A bit idealistic, but...
a dream is but a dream until we reach out and grasp it ourselves.
Exactly. No one strives... no one expects to be where they end up, but we've just got to hope to be better.
I would say we stand upon the shoulders of giants, but I get terrible vertigo.
I've met a few giants. I wouldn't really want to stand up there.
Sorry, your book has instilled a little humor in me.
Well, if nothing, I'll take that as a victory.
I look forward to seeing you fight in the arena, that's for sure.
I'll step forward as well and offer my hand and say, for a moment I felt inspiration and the hope you were talking about, but a dream is not enough. Keep building, keep doing what you do, and we'll keep doing what we do. I know that if you create something, even if it's in the shadows, it can become powerful.
Thank you. I will keep your words close to heart. And you would have know that I have relinquished Gildebrand from my care. He has gone with his knights, a journey back to Issaros.
He's going to Issaros.
It seems that that's the way the wind has taken him.
He'll have to find his way. He will.
He sees a lot in you, and he wishes to emulate you. In that I can understand. He has found his own way while following yours. He knows not the way of the blade or the bow, but he's found his own way to contribute. And I think that's the essence of what you do. Right. Thank you once again. I won't keep you any longer. Oh, and good luck opening that tavern. Perhaps one day a group of adventurers will find their way into it and have a similar conversation with another group of adventurers, and the cycle continues again.
Hopefully by that point, the government doesn't need another shake-up.
Who knows what the future holds?
That's true. Anyway, what does it mean for you then? Where's the next port of call?
Hell no. I have a water stop.
Who, what now?
The Viridian Chamber. Lady Valgarian
literally opened up the conversation with this.
Oh yeah. No, see, I heard it wrong, and I heard water stop,
Oh, right.
which was got me confused. But then, like, as I put it back together, I was like, oh wait, nope. Be cool.
That's okay.
Make sure you hear about us before we hear about you, yeah?
That would make me very glad. Good news only.
Yeah, well, there's only good news about us.
I make sure that
I
certain bits are left out.
beg to differ.
I make sure not to mention that you get cursed so often.
Thanks.
You are.
At this point, I just like wave a hand up in the air. I'm going to find heavy things to lift. Bye.
Yeah, we have a fight to be ready for.
Yes, you do. And as you leave, Etienne alone once more in the basement here. What would you like to do now?
I actually
Tristan, do you have a spare book? Just something I need to write in.
Yeah. I mean, if it's something you want to keep, I might need to get a replacement.
Yeah.
But if you just want a few pages.
I'll have to get it. I'll just get a book. I'll just get one.
Because they fill up quite quick. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'll have to go search for a book somewhere in town.
How come we? Why not?
Yes, basically I just want to grab, maybe 2 books.
Okay, just 2 books.
Yeah, just blank.
All right, that'll be 50 gold then.
Yeah, I have like a good decent amount still in my pocket, so I'll mark that down from mine's, not the bag. And while they're training, I want to see if I can get used to that. Either that room downstairs that we were in, or I'll just stay in my rented room. I want to use the map, and I want to have the map set out and start taking notes of the pathways around the map and major strongholds and stuff. I'm just starting to think of plans and stuff.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I get maybe 2 or 3 reps of something heavy, and I've been arms broke anyway, so no point.
I'm gonna go and find Gun lifting heavy things.
So this is how I imagine it. Gun's taking her axe into a local bit of wooded area, and she picks a big tree and she practices swinging, knocks a tree down, then she's using that to do squats. And,
I was imagining, the scene in The Incredibles where Mr. Incredible is training and he's pulling the trains up.
Nice.
With the chains, but it's 2 carts full of beer barrels.
Oh my god, that would be great too. Yeah, okay, could do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a week.
Yeah, I've got a week, I can do it.
Well,
Gun is as strong as a giant, so it's kind of... Yeah. The training doesn't do anything because it's magically endowed strength, but you feel badass.
Makes me feel good, yeah.
If she's lifting a tree, I'm going to join her by sitting on the bloody tree as she's lifting it.
What? Yeah, you're going to lounge on the tree.
Yeah.
Just reading a book as you go up and down.
I think Tilly's training to most of them looks a lot like just sleeping in really late in the morning, because I think what she's doing is going out at night and basically being like a vigilante. Just reminding herself what it's like fighting on her own.
I am the night.
Yeah, over the few days, Tristan would probably just want to do more information gathering than anything else. Just figure out who are the major players in the city.
Okay.
Any more about this labyrinth we can possibly find, and
know more about the labyrinth. Well, in that case, then.
And an outsider's opinion on the bureau, since this place isn't part of their jurisdiction. Those are the 3 things that I'd like to do.
So labyrinth, bureau, and what's the first one?
Major players in this particular city.
Gotcha.
I probably punch a couple of labyrinth members over the course of this week, I assume.
You don't actually know.
Weird, are they too good for me?
So, make an intelligence check. We'll find out based upon what Tristan.
Okay. Intelligence. Uh, 15.
15.
No.
Okay. So you find out some stuff about the major players, the Labyrinth. Stuff about the Grin, stuff about the Bureau is mostly just a lot of people going, oh, bloody hate them. But the Labyrinth, they are an opposition to the Grin. They are the Grin's largest opposition. And they are much smaller than the Grin. However, they train their people. And they're known as Nightblades. Other people, and that's not a title or a rank. That's what they are. Like Ronan is a ranger. They are Nightblades, and they are very rarely seen above ground. It's not like the Grin where they have porters and people to move things around above ground. They're never really seen, and you know that they've been causing some real trouble for the Grin, not just in Rivermeet. They completely own Lagrin. From an underworld perspective.
Yikes.
And you find that the major players here, the Grin and the Labyrinth are the two big ones. However, there is a third faction, which is very dissimilar to the other two, known as Languish's Spear. They're Doomslayers. Doomsayers. They're Doomsayers. Massive faction of Doomsayers, people who believe the end is coming. Religious zealots who are a faction into themselves of just nihilists and fatalists.
Big mood.
And they have some pretty serious weight here.
In what way? How does their sort of presence manifest?
Fanaticism. But in many ways, they are organized crime.
Right.
But just with... think of it like... think of it like a church mafia, but more ragged. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Where everyone thinks the world's going to end.
Sounds like a cheery bunch.
Yes, you do learn the leader of Languish's Spear as well. You learn their name. And their name is Sealy Grumpfeather. Sorry, Sile Grumpfeather. Sorry. And they're a dwarf.
What was the surname? Sile what?
Grumpfeather. Yeah.
Big grumpy boy.
Little grumpy boy.
Perfectly sized grumpy boy, thank you very much. Let's not have any...
Small grumpy boy.
Yeah, fucks.
Yeah, that's all I'd like to be doing over these next few days is just get a better understanding of where we are. So thank you.
All right.
Can I have a chat with Gun while she's training and I'm lounging?
Yeah.
So, as she's lifting, I'm just gonna sort of be on my back there, reading books, spell books, and... Gun?
Yeah.
Let's play a game.
Okay. 900.
You were at 785, you're not impressing anyone.
Shut up. Like one.
Truth for truth.
Oh boy. Alright.
We can start. That
What?
makes it easier.
I don't know, what do you want to know?
You don't want to get people slaughtered again.
Poof, drop the tree.
Oh, God. I'm on the fucking tree.
Namari, make a dex saving throw.
That's a 12.
The tree falls to the ground
Plus,
and
hold
Namari
on.
just...
Dex save 14.
Namari just vanishes over the back of it. You see book pages go...
Legs.
Oh fuck! Sorry.
Two legs sticking out.
I pull you back up.
No, I had that coming. It's fine.
And I will sit on the tree now instead.
People saw it again. You said again. Why did you say again? Did I miss something while I was gone?
No.
What happened?
There's a very real reason why I'm not in my hold.
Your dwarven hold.
In my home where I grew up.
What?
I didn't come out here looking for adventure or fun or work. I had a life there. I was gonna grow up to be a smith. Like the rest of my family, like the rest of my clan. And then one day, in walks someone else. Someone with designs on Kalros Kazagar. With his men. And he took it.
Why?
I don't know. I was a nobody. I just lived there. And then suddenly there were screams, there was fighting, and I saw my family, my kin, I saw them pick up their weapons, and I did the same, and we tried to defend ourselves.
Right.
But they were cut down. I was seized and brought before him, and he just looked at me like I was nothing. Like I was shit on his shoe. And he just gestured for his men to execute me. I was dragged away and I ran. So when I was angry about being naive at changing power, it's because I've seen it happen. And I've seen what happens to everyday folk when something changes at the top. I can't. I ran once and I'm not going to do it again.
If you hadn't run, they would have killed you. You know that.
I know that. Doesn't make me feel any less guilty. I don't know what's happened to my friends. I don't know what's happened to my family, my brothers, my sisters.
Is there no news from your Kalras?
Nothing. I spoke to the Dwarven Embassy at Dalnam. They heard nothing. Spoke to your friend at the Grin. Not a word's come out of that place.
The Grin doesn't know about it.
Mm-mm. So when we were in the sewers beneath Dalnelm, and you saw me beat that thing to death, it was wearing the face of my uncle. I didn't know what to do. I lost it. I don't know if he's dead. I don't know what...
Have you thought about going back?
Every day. I think of nothing but taking my axe and putting it through the face of that man. But I know I'm not ready yet. And I know I can't go alone yet.
You wouldn't go alone.
So that's...
I did not expect that.
Yeah.
Your turn, I guess.
What's going on with you? You've not been right since the whole thing.
The what thing?
You getting fucking knocked out for 2 weeks while we traipsed across the plains. You came back and you took your ring off? Don't think I didn't see that.
You know who told me about my mother's death? And the person or the people responsible for it?
No.
I, for a second, release the magpie out of the pocket dimension and immediately put it back in.
No.
The magpie did. How am I supposed to trust them at this point? How am I supposed to trust the person that gave me everything to fight the people that took everything and then learn that the person that gave me everything might be the person that took everything? It is very confusing.
Fuck.
I trusted them. The crystal I touched,
Mm-hmm.
little bird picking at the crystal. I didn't even think. It was absolutely dumb. It was stupid. I'm not denying that.
Yeah, but, you know, we're in the business of doing stupid shit.
Damn good at it.
So I'm not gonna wear the ring. I'm not gonna use that power until I don't know. I don't know.
We'll figure it out, yeah?
Mm.
Somewhere along the line, we'll figure our collective shit out.
At least the other people have their shit together.
Just start
laughing.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, laugh all you want. I'm fine.
And as you laugh there, under the boughs of the trees in the nearby forest, will fade away and fade back in as you are on a cable car being winched up towards Leviathan's apex. You hear as the police pull you up. In your car is the five of you and Gianni. You're on your way to your fight. As you look up, you see Leviathan's apex there, this huge structure chained onto the underside of this bridge. You see great braziers on the edge of it, lighting it up, flickering orange glow scatters off the ceiling of this stone behemoth. And you see already now, from the tips of the other end, a massive crowd. You can hear them chanting and cheering. And Gianni has got a small satchel with him, actually more like a briefcase. And as he opens it, as you get close here, you see within are a number of red metallic liquid vials. And he hands one out to each of you and goes, "These might help you."
Well, thank you very much. At least someone was thinking about that.
Hopefully we don't need them.
Ooh, yeah. Just out of curiosity, what kind are these?
No, just your normal ones, unfortunately. I'm not breaking the bank on the first fight.
Yeah, but I just wanted to know. You know, I don't want to think that it's like yay, a lot, and then whoa, it's exactly normal.
Well,
sorry, just wanted to know.
Gratefulness is a lost art, but I digress. We'll be docking soon, at which point you will be let out into the arena and your fight will begin. You all ready for it?
I look at Gunn as I put the ring back on.
I give Mari a very
I've
And
been
then I go, if I fuck this up, it's your fault. And Breathe.
I've been told there's quite the fight in store for you today.
Any idea of what we're up against?
I'm afraid I don't know. That would be against the rules.
Did they
I know.
not give some like weird cryptic message where it's like, haha, we know more than you, and just try and pepper it in there?
They did, actually, yes. They said one thing. Good luck. And the car locks into place. And you can hear now that muffled sound of thousands upon thousands of people grumbling within as you're inside the walls of this place now. As you take a moment to oil your weapons, unseize your armor, the attendant there goes, right, you ready for a fight today?
Close my eyes, take a deep breath, and like,
good luck to you all.
Tuning the violin. What fight?
I look forward to hearing about the story of the Curse Breakers. All right. He puts his hand up. I've got no fingers. You ride out. All right? Make yourselves look cool, remember? You're putting on a show.
Don't you worry about that, dear.
He holds up the 5 fingers, at which point Gianni goes, all right, this is where I leave. Good luck. I must say I did manage to find an even better sponsor than the Labyrinth.
Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me that one.
who?
A man by the name of Icarus. And the door opens. And the attendant pushes you forward and out. As you stumble out into the sands now, and the crowd lets out a horrific and incredibly loud roar that echoes around. As you all stand there, basking in the glow of it.
Yeah, I'm striding around the long cloak billowing, just making sure it's as fancy as possible.
They begin to chant, curse breakers, curse breakers, curse breakers. As on the opposite stand, completely on the opposite side of the arena here, Ronan, you see a familiar figure, their arms crossed and a wry smile upon their face. As the door begins to open, the grin gets even wider as they turn and step back into the shadows as a creature begins to emerge. And that is what we'll pick up next week.
Oh, shit. You okay there, Stevie?
So,
We're in the arena now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tune in next week for some violence.
About time.
multiple violence.
Violences.
Well, I'm just thinking, Gun's got a horn now that lets her summon a bunch of dudes, and a bag where you can throw an animal at a person. Like, we're gonna just like double in size.
Yeah, it's like Animal Farm.
Not quite. Not quite.
I'm aware. Just for the reference.
Oh.
So next week, you get to see what this sponsor has thrown at you.
What is it? Go on, tell us now. Come on.
I'm going to tell you.
Oh, come on.
No, you're going to find out next week.
You said like we start seeing approach. Like, do we not get like snarling? You know, like did we see a leg maybe?
A little
like,
leggy up.
Do he sticky leggy out?
We'll find out next week.
Did the ground shake when it took a step?
We'll find out next week.
Oh, come on. Give us something.
Hey Stu, it's next week.
It's bigger than a goblin.
But is it smaller than the
floats
planet.
like a butterfly, stings like a bee.
Oh fuck! Is Muhammad Ali when doomed?
Is it Muhammad Ali or is it Cassius Clay? Like what era in
Oh.
the Korean?
Oh,
Like,
it's like a
Mike
merging.
Tyson.
Mm.
We're all gonna get ears bitten off.
You realize this conversation is gonna get worse from here, right?
Yeah, let's just.
It's Shaq.
Yes.
Right,
Told
I'm done.
you.
I'm out.
It's just gonna break backboards. It's gonna be great.
It's fine. We've got swords.
No, but he
Yeah,
has
but he's got Shaq Fu.
Thank you,
And-
everybody, for tuning in this week. We will catch you next week at 8 p.m. GMT for the next episode of Kureon, An Adventurer's Tale. Goodbye, everyone.
See, I said that all without moving my lips. See you all next week.
See, I like it when Susie's super under pressure, she suddenly can do an outro.
I think when we buy a tavern, we should call it the Shack.
Go away.
Right, okay, and on that note, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Oh, the
Bye.
Shaq Shack.